What's up, guys? It's your boy Nathan. We are back with another game week preview. Back, Nathan. Arsenal and Madrid both qualified. Yes, much better. Hello, Aman. Hello, Gurdeep. Hello, Nakul. I think Liverpool could go through by beating PSG. Very unlikely, personally speaking. Happy Gudi Padwa, Shanak. Happy Gudi Padwa. Hold on. Before we start, I want to do this first so I can get it out of the way. Hello, Phantom. Good evening. So, let me pin it. Let me pin it. There we go. Okay. Pinned it. Ansi never forgives those who wrongs. Okay, where was I? Yes. Yes, welcome back to the channel, guys. I've tagged episode 2 of Red Card Conversations by Akshata. She's got another guest on. If you haven't seen it, do click on the link below later on, save it. Like, share, and subscribe to her channel and their channels, I should say. Hello, Arsha. Yes, so I have tagged it. If you guys want, if you don't mind later, do give it a watch. It was quite a fun one. I watched it already. Madrid and Arsenal play UCL final. Who will you support? Will PL team have 5 spots? Yeah, Tilak, because nobody else has come close. Now, see, this is what I'm trying. Oh my God, Charles Darwin, it's been forever. How's the weather in Dehradun? Yaman by episode, have to see. He's doing great job. Yes, I think I was live with him one time a long time ago before he blew up like this. I think I'm not sure. I have to ask Suraj, but I think we were on TCSP back then. Happy Ugadi to you and all your members there. Yes, there are different festivals going on at the same time. There's also Gudi Padwa. Yes, everyone during the festive season, enjoy it, stay safe, and have fun. Have fun. But yes, this team of Christian is currently 20. Sorry, this was what I was going to bring up. Yes, to answer Tilak's question. So Tilak, this is the conversation I end up having to have way too many times. But our coefficient is our coefficient is really strong because we have 9 teams. So going into the knockout stage, we had 9 teams, which is I think at least 3 more than the next league. 3 or 4 more than the next league. I don't remember the number now. And what happens is, it's very important to know, Tilak, that it is an overall competitiveness, the overall competitiveness of the league to secure the 5 league spots. So let's see what happens with the knockout stages of Europa and conference, and then it will be determined. But if you ask me, I think it's not possible to be caught up. At least not this season. Next season, different story maybe. Yeah. Done with football. It's a tough day, Homelander. It's a tough day. It's a tough day. So I will never get mad like other creators. I mean, I get mad, dude. I wouldn't say I never get mad. You admit facts and you did criticize PL teams according to points, not. Yeah, listen. It would have been nice if 6 went through, but based on the matchups, it was not likely. If Newcastle had Bodo, good chance. If Spurs had Lisbon, good chance. Sadly, they did not get those teams, so they ended up getting out. Rooney said World Cup 2010 was the worst one. Neymar is not a top player. No comments. Bro, next year 14th April, man. What about? Yeah, but Shaunak, a lot. You know what? Why that is though? Because they are coming straight away with an FA Cup game week. So even if your teams aren't in the FA Cup, they are given everyone an off. For example, and why that matters, I'll explain. Because this Sunday the Carabao Cup is going on. 2 games are cancelled, but the remaining 8 are going. But because so many Premier League teams are in the final 8, they have just cancelled the whole week, and they've only made it an FA Cup week. That is why. But yes, that Bill Gates weather change, but I'm enjoying this weather so far. My favorite one. Yes, man, as long as you're having fun. After tomorrow night, 1:30 a.m. Yeah, don't remind me. Hello, Soma. Hello, Akshay. Tough years for Homelander now. Best of luck. It's all right. Just 8-2 because we are going to score more than 8 against Chelsea. Yeah, what are you saying here? Ethan, aka Big Meeks, is back. Big Meeks. Hello, Tanuj. Hello, Raz. The latest Overlap podcast has very crap opinions. You know, I stopped watching it after some time. Some of the guests, I was like, I'm curious. Like when Yap Stam was there, I was like, ooh, let's hear about him because I watched football after he left United, so I was just curious. But still can't believe how Bodo lost to Sporting Lisbon. They held against Inter but couldn't. They beat Atletico Madrid in the last game of the group stage as well. They held against Inter but couldn't against CP. Yeah, man, football's funny. The luck. Football is extremely funny. Extremely. You think PL teams deserve more coefficient Europa League? But that's what the coefficient is based on, Nagurdeep. So it doesn't matter if I think they deserve it or not. And also look at it from a different perspective, Gurdeep. Everyone has the ability to make that coefficient mark, right? If for example, I know I'm not going to talk about La Liga, people just get upset, but let's take another example. I believe it was last year, someone can correct me or not, but I believe it was last year or the year before that, it was England and Italy, or Italy and Spain, that took the first two spots. So it's not a concurrent thing. It changes every time. But a couple of years ago, Italy did. Now Italy, there was one team in the knockout, and that too, they let's just say they scraped on through to the knockout stage to begin with. There would have been no teams in the knockout. So coefficient matters because that is how UEFA set up. No, they all, and also they're all UEFA leagues. You have to look at it like this. No, it's called a UEFA coefficient for a reason. So yeah, of course they will be counted, and vice versa. If tomorrow Real Betis wins, they will gain more points in the coefficient if they win the final. It works like that even. So it can work another way. If Fiorentina wins the Conference League, they will add a lot of bonus points to the Italian league's coefficient, even though they are not in Champions League. So that's how it works. Italy is out now. Now they got to legit win finals if they want to secure 5 spots, which I don't think they will. So it will be Spain and England again for one more year. Unsurprisingly, I would say. What's up? What's up, Piyush? What's up?
Hello, hello. What's up, Nathan? Bhai? I'm good. I'm good. Who are you?
Good, good. Yeah, can't complain.
I
Good.
always thought your check-in show was supposed to happen every Friday.
No, no.
So
That
Friday.
preview shows Thursday or Friday. So Friday I did not do it because Lala is doing a TFK. So I
Okay.
thought I thought in case I'm there, I don't want to do 4-5 hours if I can help it, because also we have
Yeah.
a 1:30 game.
Yeah.
We have a 1:30. So I have a game tomorrow. By the way, Piyush,
Yeah.
how funny it was, right? On your yellow room, I was having this discussion, and the Bournemouth games on Saturday night, 1:30 a.m. Like I was asking, why are they making us play on Tuesday? So this is
Yeah.
the logic makes it just makes no sense. We could have been
Yeah.
playing Saturday 1:30 a.m. all these games, but it is what it is. But
I
yes,
think
I don't.
as long as Nathan by as long as they're motivated, as long as they're winning those matches, I think none
Yeah.
of the United fans would
No, no, it
complain, in
doesn't
my
matter. I'm
opinion.
just saying from a timing perspective, you don't need
Yeah.
to go to the next week. Na? You don't even have
Yeah.
to, because anyway, unlike India, it's a long weekend. Most people have a Saturday and Sunday off in England. So
Yeah.
Tuesday makes even less sense because the next day they still have to go to work. But anyway,
Yeah.
whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, like I told you about the, what do you call it, the viewership rights of La Liga, right? Like it has to add up, otherwise you miss out. It's
Yeah.
really poor planning. But yeah, what do you think? Everyone's pretty confident that England's secured their coefficient for at least this year. I think even after everyone got knocked out, I think we still have secured it. What do you think?
I don't know how reflective the metrics is with respect to how our teams have performed, but you can't take away the fact that all of our English teams have performed decently well in the group stages, and they leading up to the knockout stages. Yes, to be fair, it is very disappointing the way things turned out. But as you pointed out, by the way, when you're taking into consideration with regards to the leagues, then you should always also talk about the teams that missed out for Spain as well. And you rightly pointed out one of those teams was at like 35th, if I'm not wrong. So the whole point is it's
Yeah,
easier said.
Villarreal
It's
finished 35th.
yeah, it's very easy to now sit and talk about how pathetic this league is and everything, but the whole point is it's Madrid and Barcelona, yeah, and maybe Atletico, but we'll see how it happens. But
Well, the
as long as the
funny thing is, in terms of coefficient, Barcelona are going to play Atletico. So either way, one of them will get
yeah,
knocked out in
knocked out,
terms
yeah.
of in terms of coefficiency points. So
And
that will,
I think and
funny
Nathan
enough,
bhai, we
actually
tried to
hinges at
decipher
Berlin.
it in the we tried to decipher that in the yellow room as well, as to it is never about one league being better than other with respect to them playing the knockout stages. It's completely different. I think we all of us conceded to the fact that if you really are a football fan, if you really want to enjoy the technical football, it's Spanish teams, and there's no denying the fact. But it doesn't change the fact कि Premier League is far more entertaining. That is why they have the viewership. And again, we factored in so much of consideration as well with regards to the timing, with regards to the
Yeah.
branding and everything that
Guys,
goes around with that.
do watch Piyush's latest video of the Yellow Room. If you just want a different outlook on our discussion of the La Liga Premier League thing, because he asked a very important question as to why it was we were talking about why there's low viewership, and I like to think
Yeah,
I made a very convincing point. I believe Copy Ninja
yeah,
was there. I think he even
yeah,
agreed with it. He's a Barcelona fan. So do give it a check if you like the recent episode of the Yellow Room. Uh, it was we were just talking about it. There was no argument. There was no nothing. We were just throwing out
yeah,
opinions in the air, and if you resonate with that, then great. Otherwise, if you don't, then put it in the comments below, and I'm sure Piyush will get to you.
yeah,
Funny, I did, but so Tilak asked me after what happened yesterday, right, on the aftermath. Do you think England? That's why I asked you. Do you think England still has 5 spots? And I said it's a overall UEFA coefficient because now there are 3 UEFA leagues. And
yeah,
Varun has put this wonderful point here. Portugal has in fact done better than France in Europe. So the
yeah,
Portuguese league coefficient. So it works. It works that way. Every
yeah,
team is responsible for accumulating points for the coefficiency ranking.
yeah,
So Sporting Lisbon has gone this far. Thus, I believe only PSG, but then PSG had PSG and Marseille, right? So they had 2 teams. I think did Portugal have 2 teams in the knockout in the group stage this year? I think they only had one, right? No, wait. No, they had Porto, right? Porto was there.
yeah. They
No,
have Porto. They have Porto.
Benfica or Porto
Yeah,
was there.
yeah, yeah,
So anyway, France, the other teams in France now they can overtake because I believe Lyon is one of the favorites to win Europa League. So if Lyon
yeah,
goes further in the competition, then they will eventually they will knock over France again. Sorry, Portugal again, and they'll reclaim their spot in the coefficiency rank. So every team is kind of responsible for points, yeah, accumulated. At least that's how I understand it. I don't know. Maybe there is a different way of looking at it, but I believe that's how I understand. It's like more competitive. All the teams are on average. You get higher rankings, and then because you accumulate more points, and the top two secure 5 spots. At least that's the way I understood it.
see what so people in the chat, they're confusing the issue here. Bhai, dekho, I am not a brand ambassador of Premier League, right? And I am not even hired by Premier League to represent them on this stupid debate. The whole point here is, without getting riled up, we need to understand certain factors. और मैं आपको सिर्फ सिटी और मड्रिड वाला एग्जांपल देता हूँ. So the way City plays, and I think Nathan Boy pointed out this, and so did Lakshya Bhai. It's a style
The
thing, right?
only Nakul, the only Farmers League is still the French one, by the way.
Yeah. And with respect to City, the way City have set themselves up this year with that high line of Jurgen Klopp's post Jurgen Klopp
This
era
is
of
true,
with
but
Pep Linders.
sorry to cut you off. This is true,
Yeah.
but this
It-
is 100% true. You have to just deal with it. Even if
yeah,
it's not
that's
us.
and that's fair.
Even if
That's fair. That's
even
fair.
if this is
That's fair.
not us in particular, because someone said it yesterday in Gen Stream. We are not, Nathan, you're a sane person. We are not making fun of you. We are making fun of other people. I'm like,
Yeah.
when I read that statement, no, I was like,
It makes sense. Yeah.
you know
It
what?
makes sense. Yeah.
Because you're there, right there, the PL representative, you read it, you'll get annoyed. But in
Yeah.
reality, there are people who have done this. So then you have to just go, you know. it is what it
Yeah,
is.
you
You have
have
to
to
just
eat the
get on
bullet,
with
but that is what I'm saying कि कभी कभी ना it you have to take a lot of things in context. और मैं दूसरी टीम के बारे में I am not here to comment because I don't know much about them, but with respect to City and Madrid, the way City have set themselves up, like they were asking for suicide. I mean, the high line and everything. Any team with which has good quality players going forward, they're going to punish City. So I am not saying कि Madrid ज़्यादा अच्छा नहीं खेली या whatever. What I'm saying is sometimes it's the style difference. So let's say if City would have played an Atletico Madrid, maybe result would have been different. And it's not big, I'm not talking about with respect to the quality. I'm just speaking on the fact that
yeah.
Madrid ka jo strength hai, City played into their hands. I would really want to see, matlab, in order for me to actually understand the metric, if let's say an Arsenal plays a Madrid, because then we'll see, because Arsenal is a very good team defensively.
Yeah.
They know how to
Yeah.
protect their transitions, and Madrid are one of the best teams in terms of exploiting those spaces. So that would be the game where actually हमको पता चलेगा कि issue क्या है. Like City and Madrid are two polar opposite in terms of how they play, and that is why
Yeah.
you see such results जहाँ पर आप कभी 6-3 देखोगे, कभी 4-1 देखोगे, कभी 5-0 देखोगे. This happens because their style are completely different, and on that very day, if one team turns it up, they can easily take on the other team. That is how it is. It happened with Jurgen and Pep as well, because that is how Jurgen used to play with us. वो अच्छा defensive setup रखता था. In counter with Salah, Mane, and Firmino, he used to destroy City. And it took Pep Guardiola 4 years to understand that this is not going to work against him, and he then gradually changed. So I'm not sitting here and making excuses about my team performance, because we deserve every bit of it as we got. But ये डिबेट सिर्फ इतनी सिंपल नहीं है कि कोई दो टीमें तीन टीमें बाहर हो गई और दो टीमें रह
Yeah.
गई तो एक बेटर है दूसरा वर्स है. दैट इज व्हाट आई वाज सेइंग.
Yeah. I mean, listen, yeah, of course. Fair enough. Oh, okay. I thought I was stuck there for a second. Oh, Pedri and Bruno swap. Hello, Joshua. Good evening. Hello, Dalot lover. Anyway, so should we get into it? People have joined
Yeah,
in.
yeah.
Guys, do like the stream, do share, do follow. Let me talk at Let Me Talk City. I'll put it in the description. Just give me a minute. You know what? I'll lay off the first one for you, and then I'll just tag you in the channel. Give me a second. Okay, so we've got Leeds versus Brentford. What do you think? Give me your thoughts. Hold on.
I mean, Nathan, but I'm not gonna lie. I'm a bit disappointed with how Leeds have turned up in last two games, because I was very high on the fact that Daniel Farke is the man, and he has somehow assembled the 11-12 players that he needs for him to actually catapult him to a place where he feels secure. But I don't know what has happened, because I remember watching that City versus Leeds game, and the way Leeds performed, I think it was very, very harsh that they didn't get a point at least in that game. And when the subsequent game happened, I don't know if the game was before this game or whatever, where they played Everton, if I remember correctly, they dominate Everton or Brighton. I don't know which was the team. They dominated that game as well, and they still ended up losing that game. So I somehow feel like they've been unlucky at times. But in such a league, you need to take your chances. And again, it comes back to the same point, whether DCL is capable enough striker for them to stay in the league or not. Because the rest of the team, I am pretty sure, and the manager as well, is very good. And with regards to Brentford, I think they're also having a very good season again, which is quite unexpected. Once Thomas Frank left, everybody had written them off. People were telling me this is one of the favorites to go down this season. And look at them. Look at Igor Thiago. He has got an international call up now. The way he's scoring
He's
goals and all.
he's 3 point. He's 3 goals behind Haaland.
Yeah, 3 goals behind Haaland, which is amazing. By 19, if you're scoring a 19 goal in a Premier League, like it is a benchmark for any person. Like even the best of the best, if they score 20 goal a season in Premier League, it was treated to be a very good season. So if you're in Brentford and scoring 19 goals, it's a good season. And Brentford are not solely dependent on his goal. If you see, their goals are also spread, and they also play a very, very, they play the way they used to play under Frank as well. So nothing has changed there. They have replaced a lot of experienced players from their team, likes of Norgard, and everybody have moved on. But I think yeah, they're there, by. I mean, what can I say about Brentford? Brentford is one of those Premier League teams जिसको हम हर साल देखते हैं, जो आती है, जिसको लोग रेट नहीं करते हैं, but they there, भाई. They're very difficult to beat at their home, and so are Leeds. So it is going to be a good match, but I really hope Leeds win it because I want Leeds to stay here this season at least. Next season,
Basically,
sorry.
basically, what you're saying is you want Spurs to get relegated.
No, at this point of time,
Because
no,
technically Leeds is only 2 points ahead of Spurs at this point.
no, at this point of time, I really want Spurs to stay as well, bhai, because I saw a lot of fight in Spurs in both the games, even at the Liverpool game and the Atletico Madrid one. It is somehow now telling me that they are ready, and that game against Forest, that is going to be the. I think that is the game that they should be focusing on. It's a 6 pointer for me, so I don't want them to go as well, but I think I really like Leeds, yeah, Lathan. But I don't know why. Maybe because of the heritage, maybe because of the stadium, maybe because of the way they behave, the way they fight, maybe because of the nostalgia with respect to Bielsa, or even before that, the best Leeds team with Alan Smith and everybody. There's something about Leeds, by. I really like Leeds, yeah,
Mark
and that is why I
Viduka,
want them to stay. Mark Viduka, Eric Cantona,
Ian Hart,
Ian Hart,
Lee Bowyer,
Rio
uh,
Ferdinand.
Rio Ferdinand. Part of me finds it very compelling watching a championship show with Suraj and Utkarsh. I'm actually wondering how that would look. I'm, I'm thinking, I'm thinking really hard about if I want them to stay up or not, just for that purpose. I think we need a championship show in India here. I really do. I know. People think I'm making, but I'm thinking about it from this point of view. The niche marketing involved in their channel, especially Utkarsh, is because his is only a Spurs channel. It can really blow up. Yeah, it can really blow up. I'm almost certain he'll have championship opportunities here to like work with the championship in India. I am almost certain. I'm almost
Yeah,
certain they will reach. They will reach out to him. I'm sure of it. I'm
yeah,
sure. I know. Sorry, Phantom, but you know what I mean. Yeah, I mean like, see, I'm looking at it from a point of view of. I guess I'm looking at it from a point of view of my friends growing their channels. So I guess that's not the best way to look at it. But I really think in order to get traction, someone has to be a representative. Otherwise, it's impossible. You can't get traction otherwise. It'll never happen. I don't think it'll happen in India. Dude, it's difficult to find Everton fans in India. What are we going to find Swansea fans and Sheffield Wednesday fans and all?
yeah.
So, anyway. So what is your score prediction? Suppose
I
that's
think
the
I think it would be 1-0 to Leeds. I think they're going to defend well and they're going to score a goal. So that is where I'm hoping they should. I mean, they need to get points at their home if they have any chance of staying up. So I'm backing them to score at least one and defend well.
Oh, you're going to love this. Thank you, Priyanshu. So, oh God, yeah, please stop with the podcast. At the overlap, there's a clip of the overlap from the touchline if you want to go see it yourself. Not clip, sorry. It's a cliff notes on what they were discussing.
Yeah.
Are discussing Premier League players better than Neymar. Rooney is
What?
better. Ronaldo is, yeah. Rooney, I don't know. I mean, you have to watch the whole podcast to see how they got there, but they are talking about this for whatever reason.
Yeah.
Rooney is better. Ronaldo is better. Henry is better. I actually agree with that. My God, Roy Keane with a proper take. God bless him. Mo Salah.
So I don't know
Obla-
how you
Ob-
judge this thing.
I mean,
So
see,
if you're talking about the numbers, then of course Salah would have better
see,
number.
I,
There's no
I know
denying the
all
fact.
the Barcelona fans are going to come after me now. I'm going to answer your questions, and you know what? Sometimes you have to take the heat when you have an opinion. My
Fine,
opinion, and I feel
I'll have you. I'll
I
let have
I
you all
I,
the heat by because
I,
I've been under pressure cooker for more than like 4 days now. So I'll
I
just
mean,
back off from this.
I'm genuinely telling you this. I think the opinion of Neymar changed drastically the moment he decided to take money and join PSG.
Was it though,
Because
Nathan? Let me seriously ask
of
before
course
you
it was
go ahead. Let
money.
me
Yaar.
seriously ask. No,
PSG is nowhere near better than Barcelona. The
I
Barcelona
know,
team is
I
not
know, I
even
know for a
nowhere
fact.
near
I
better.
know for a fact. But let me put you in a place where let me ask you. You are a Neymar in a
Hmm.
situation where you have
Huh.
you have almost now secured this argument where people are now treating you as a third best player, if not the best, right? So he was just behind Ronaldo and Messi, or Messi or
Yeah.
Ronaldo, whatever the
Yeah.
case was. And he knew for a fact, let me just have my opinion on that. I think he knew from fact that unless he's there with Messi, he would never become the best ever, in my opinion. That is what
But
he
uh,
must have thought.
but Piyush, he was never ever going to be better than Messi.
No, but at least he could
I
have
genuinely
tried doing something different. No, I'm not saying he should have. My point is, जैसे Lewandowski का अपन example लेते हैं. Let's see, Lewandowski was never part of Barcelona or Madrid, right? Before, when he was actually relevant, he was at Bayern, but he was consistently getting those numbers, which catapult him to a debate. Like, he is also there in terms of getting the numbers, and somehow, of course, he deserved one of those Ballon d'Ors, but he didn't. Just give me one more.
just a little, yeah, no, just a little bit,
Yeah,
yeah, perfect. No,
yeah.
because I'll
So
drop
so
in and drop out. That's why I was just saying, just
so
stay in the
so
middle.
what I'm saying is ki at that point of time, yeah, we can argue whether PSG was the right choice or not. That is 100% arguable. But if a player wants to become a best, he needs to give himself an opportunity to become best, right? That is what my opinion is, and I think he took a leap of faith there. It didn't turn out well for him, but he still did really well with respect to numbers and all.
See,
You'll be surprised if you
see,
see
but
his
but
PSG numbers as well. Nah? It's really good.
but but the problem with that, Utkarsh, is your numbers don't matter. I think Victor Gyökeres is the best example. He went from 16 goals to 60 goals to 16 goals. And there is a myth that maybe some people know or don't know, so we'll just break it here, which is he's come to a new league. He's not come to a new league. He played for Brighton in the COVID era in the Premier League.
Yeah,
It's a
he
myth
did.
that he has joined a new league. Yeah, he's a lot older than people I think he is. He's almost 30 years old. He has played in the championship a fair few seasons as well. So it's not like he's
Yeah,
unfamiliar with England. But he went from 60 to
yeah,
16. That's the truth. And most of them, if we are being very honest, are in Europe. So it's not it's a
yeah.
it's a continental football issue again, where you get more space on the ball if you play for better teams and whatnot, so on and so forth. So my thing is, I don't think he was ever on track to be better than Messi. Now
No,
he
no.
could have done one.
Again, not better than
No,
Messi, but I
no,
think he.
no. But you're right. I really think that's why he left. That's why I'm saying it
Yeah.
like that. What you said is the reason I think he left too. I actually
I'm
think he
really
left because
confused. Are we comparing Neymar and Gyökeres on the same in the
no, no, no,
same
no, no.
league?
We are comparing when you do well in a different league that is a lot weaker. You can't say he's pulled out numbers. So that's why I did the Gyökeres in Portugal. Now he's come back
Mm.
to England, and that's how I'm not saying they are. Neymar is obviously way better than Gyökeres, but okay, wait, we have to fill you in, Shashi. Otherwise, this is going to be a full spiral now. Wait, I was reading something on what the overlap said. So the
Hmm.
overlap, Roy Keane said, I don't know how they got here, but they got to this point. They said discussing Premier League players better than Neymar. Okay. So it went,
Hmm.
Roy Keane said Rooney's better, Ronaldo's better, Henry's better, which I actually agree.
Hmm.
And Neville said Mo Salah is better. And then Ian Wright said Mo Salah is not better than Neymar. And Priyanshu purposely sent me this because he wanted me to read this part out. Wayne Rooney said, I've never seen Neymar as a top player, which was wonderful.
No, I think
Hmm.
this
Uh,
that's unfair, bhai. That's really
and then
unfair.
Jill Scott says Sadio Mane is a better player than Neymar. So we got a City fan, we got some United fans, we got only Ian Wright was the normal person here, who's the Arsenal fan, and he said, I don't
At
know
times
what is
when you
your
listen
thoughts.
to Gary, Jill Scott,
Wait,
you
I
really
saw
feel
something.
Manchester is not red, it's not blue, it's daft.
It's every other color.
It's
That's
shit.
not their
It's
own.
shit, bhai. Shashi bhai, it's shit. I
Someone,
mean,
someone,
they're
someone put
pile of
it.
shit. Everybody.
Someone put it best here. I forgot where it was. Someone said Ian Wright needs to leave the overlap. I started
For his
laughing.
For his credibility, he has to leave. He's the only sane guy on that panel. Nathan, I used to be an avid
I agree.
follower of that show. मतलब वो video
I was
आता
telling,
था,
I was
and
telling the, I was
and I
telling
used
the audience the same thing. I've stopped watching. I was saying
used to
that only.
watch it within 30 seconds in one go. Ever since Roy Keane has had that meltdown on Bruno Fernandes for no reason.
Yeah.
I don't know. I've not seen the Gareth Bale episode. There are at least 6-7 episodes I've not even started. So yeah,
Yeah.
it is what it is. यार उनको भी चाहिए
Neymar,
viewership
see,
चाहिए without
this
being
is why
stunts.
I was wondering about Salah, because
Hmm.
this is a point you have to take into consideration. Neymar was magic, but Salah was consistent. Then it becomes does that make it better? Does that make it not better?
Yeah,
Then I guess it depends on
that
your
is the
person.
question. That is the question, and it is about opinion. It is about choices. Because if you then pit it like the Ronaldinho story with any other player, you will find your logic there as well. Because people used to watch Ronaldinho because of the way he played football. It didn't matter whether he scored goal or not. Everybody enjoyed watching him play. I think Neymar was also a piece of that book only, because irrespective of whether you like him or not, you can't deny the fact that he was very technical. He was very talented,
Sure.
and he did
For
some
sure.
crazy stuff on field, which attracted a lot of eyeballs in my opinion at that point of time as well. And when he was
Can I
on
add
song
something?
bhai, I think
Can I
yeah,
add
please
something?
please.
Yeah, yeah.
Since I have started watching football, I may be absolutely wrong here, but ये मेरा बहुत clear narrative है मेरे head में. Neymar is top. Neymar is among top 5 players in terms of creating aspiration among young kids to start picking up football. Now, I
Let's
would
go.
name those 5 players
Let's
for
go.
you: Cristiano Ronaldo, Lionel Messi, Neymar Jr., Ronaldinho, and Zinedine Zidane.
No
You-
Maradona.
मैं
Wow.
अपनी
I mean,
generation
we've
की
not
बात
seen
कर रहा हूँ.
we've not seen Maradona. I mean, you have to be fair. We have not seen Maradona. But yeah.
Okay. Not seen. Okay, sorry. I didn't
So
get that.
these 5 players, you watch their compilation videos, you watch them play live, and you watch their personality on and off the pitch. As a young guy, if you're a midfielder, there is no bigger player than Zinedine Zidane. As an attacker, Messi, Ronaldo, we know that they are something else. But in terms of pure and raw skill, there aren't any other players than
I think
better
Shashibhai, if
than
I can add,
Ronaldinho or Neymar.
I mean, if there's a sixth person that I really want to have a conversation with, this 5 I don't disagree.
The list can be any amount of people, yeah, but
six,
it
the
doesn't
only
have to
sixth
be only
person. And
5.
if you guys don't agree with me, we can not have him. But I feel Beckham fits the bill as much as anybody of them.
Bro,
I think
most of the
Beckham
people, most of the people that watch us has not seen Beckham play football, though.
that is no. Most of, what are you saying? But the people who watched
Most of
Zidane
the
would have
people that
watched.
watch, most of the people that watch us are the
Okay,
age
okay.
group and the people that
But
watch.
but my point is, I
talking
think
about them,
जो
right? We're talking about them.
Yeah, and my point is what जो शशि भैया बोल रहे थे कि why do people like me, you or शशि भैया would have attracted towards watching TV or football in person? It is because of these players, because of the way they were doing something which we didn't see ever before. And I think that is where I feel कि 5 से 6 भी हो जाएंगे, because I really like Beckham bhai. I love that guy.
ऐसे 10 भी
I
कर सकते हो,
started
like
watching
Nathan said.
football because of Beckham. I started watching
Yeah.
United because of Beckham. So I totally can relate to that. The thing is, I am talking without sounding like an old man. I'm talking to the people who are watching us, right? So Beckham, I'm pretty sure retired by the time most of the people who watch us at least got into football. Because you also have to think of it from an availability point of view. No, League One wasn't, if it took so long for the Premier League to come to India. League One, by the time Beckham finally was done, very few people would have actually seen him play, not
And he was
highlights.
one of the
and all,
reasons
obviously.
why League One started getting telecasted in India, because Beckham had joined that league. वो भी एक फैक्टर है. मतलब होता है ना, नीडल मूवर्स होते हैं ना. Beckham went to MLS. MLS का popularity, you saw how it rose.
His impact is no less than CR7's bhai. I think he's up there with regards to CR7 in terms of getting people into football.
The only time I laughed, is when Pele went like, Pele had this thing with Maradona. He was like, he was going to be better than Messi. I'm like, it's not really aged well, has it?
वही है Nathan,
Not
ifs and
aged
buts
well at
वाली
all.
बात है. अगर नेमार को एक भी इंजरी नहीं होती, अगर वो ब्राजील से नहीं होता, अगर वो थोड़ा और फोकस्ड होता फुटबॉल पे, it was not beyond him to be better than Messi or Cristiano.
But that is what I'm
No.
saying. No, this is partly okay. For people who don't know, I'm talking about. Shashi will understand this. Okay, maybe you guys know, but just in case, I'll just paint a story. There was a point in time when we were supposed to sign Ronaldinho.
Yeah.
Right? I know this is not banter, by the way. If anyone thinks I'm making a joke, he literally said, "I don't want to go to Manchester. I want to go to a place where there is more,
Yeah.
for lack of a better word,
I mean, yeah.
fun."
Yeah.
Fun.
Yeah,
Let's just call it fun. I don't know what they do in their free time. I don't want to know, actually, personally speaking. You want to go somewhere more fun. So I believe he went to
Barcelona.
PSG, Barcelona. He went.
Barcelona.
He was from PSG. He went to Barcelona.
This is how
So-
the dots were
Yeah.
connected.
Yeah.
Beckham was going to Barcelona. We were about to sign Ronaldinho, and then suddenly
Yeah.
flipped. Beckham went to
Yeah.
Real. He went to Barca,
Yeah.
and Cristiano joined Manchester United.
Yeah. So what happens is, I also think that Neymar picked PSG because of other things, like the boys are saying. And Paris is one of those places where there is plenty of distraction if you have money. Let's be honest. If you think Barcelona has distractions, Paris has double the distractions. And if you play for the best team in France, so then there's like 3 times more distractions. So the amount of side quests you can do is significantly larger when you play for PSG.
So what was the year, by the way? What was the year when he left Barca? It was 2016, right? 2016, 2017. When did he leave?
2016 was the legendary season. No, I think he went next year.
No,
right?
15 was the legendary season where they went to in the. I
But
think
it's
they
15,
went
16,
to
right?
Champions.
Doesn't it work like that?
Yeah, 15, 16.
Means they do it.
Yeah,
they do it
15.
like
Yeah,
that,
15.
right?
Yeah. So I think he left after, when Enrique left, he also left the year after, if I'm not wrong. Let's say 17, 18. Let's say 17, 18. I'm not sure. Let me ask you both a question then, right? So अब hindsight में ये बात हो सकती है, and so at that point of time, City had just acquired Pep Guardiola, and we were also looking to dominate football back in the day. But in terms of that is what we aspired to be, right? What if Neymar had joined City, let's say under Guardiola, and had like a 10-year project with City? Do you think his career would have turned out to be different than what it did with PSG? Both of you? And the chat as well. I mean, if anybody is interested.
I would choose to believe yes, because the only thing Neymar probably lacked in his career was focus. The moment he went to PSG, वो होता ना, मेसी जब तक वहाँ पे था, Nathan was right, and I think you also said the same thing, कि वो कहीं ना कहीं he was feeling he was under the shadow of Messi. But to be under Messi's shadow, he had to maintain a certain level, which kind of broke free when he went to PSG. He was the king. He was the main man. So he had no standard to live up to. उसको जो लग रहा था कि जो मैं कर रहा हूँ, that is the standard. अब वो कभी नीचे हो, कभी ऊपर हो, it does not matter. But with Messi, with Busquets, with Xavi, Iniesta, Puyol, there was a set standard that you have to meet in every single training session. वो कहीं ना कहीं, अब इसका ना दो flip side है. Nathan said, and you also said कि he wanted to be better than Messi, he wanted to break out of Messi's shadow, तो वो PSG चला गया. उसका ये भी तो हो सकता है ना कि he was probably getting cramped by all that standard that he had to maintain every single day. He did not want to play at that क्या बोलते हैं, excruciating level कि मेरे को ये करना ही करना है हर बार. नहीं, I want to live my life, I want to chill, I want to play football, but I want to chill as well. अब ये बात हो रही है ना, it suddenly hit me. हमारे जनरेशन के 5 greatest Brazilian players and their career faded like this. Ronaldo Nazario for XYZ reasons. Ronaldinho, Neymar, Kaká. I swear मेरे पास 5वां नाम था, I just forgot.
Adriano. I mean,
Adriano to injury थी. It was just injury and nothing else.
What about Julio Baptista? I know who you're talking about. No, I know who you're talking about. You're talking about Alexandre Pato. Is that who you're talking about?
I mean, like Pato, I feel was a smoke screen. Yeah, I mean, I think it was down to people who played with Pato because he was never a success anywhere else apart from AC Milan.
They were like Ansu Fati. They had 1 good season or 2 good seasons at max, and everyone thought they were the next in line to do something, but they were never that good. Yeah, you can say Robinho, yeah, for that matter. You can say Robinho. Robinho was an enigma.
Yeah, Robinho was also.
I mean, I honestly think City destroyed his career, but
Just shut up, Nathan. What are you even saying? City,
Yeah, so
City,
No,
City
so
had nothing to offer to him.
his worst
No,
season was at
he
City
he was purely
until the
motivated.
City
He
game.
was purely motivated for like money, and that is why he came. He had no ambitions to do anything in Manchester. जब उसको पैसे मिलने थे, मिल गया, चला गया. वो भी
I
he.
think this is harsh. I think this is harsh, Piyush,
No,
but
it's
fair enough.
fair. It's
yeah,
he
Hito
was
even
our
did
player.
not know that there was a second club in Manchester at that point of time. So Hito thought he was joining United.
What is
That's
this?
fair.
Pep
That's fair.
destroyed a lot of. You know what, Vivek? That this is true. No one talks about this, but this is very true. He has ruined
Like
a
who?
fair few amount of talented players that people just don't talk about because he's won a lot of things. I can think
So
of
like
one right
who?
now actually. One that will resonate very harshly with you, sadly, Piyush. Yaya Toure.
What are you saying, yaar? What are
Bro,
you saying, yaar?
he
See,
ousted Yaya
see.
Toure from Barcelona. Then he
I
came
know,
here and then
I
he
know,
went from
I know.
there. So after that, it was the Van
I
Mata
agree.
movie moment. He went from
Kenny, I
here.
agree. I just don't want to admit it. I just don't want to admit it. But
That's why.
you're true.
See, that's
Yeah,
why
it's right.
you
It's
you
right. It's
set
right.
you set me up perfectly for it. Now, by your reaction,
Yeah,
I was like,
it's true.
unfortunately, Piyush, I have to use this as the first example now because you reacted. No, but there were a fair. See, this is the growing pains of being a super successful entity, whether it's a club or a manager. The problem is people think that the players drop off. They don't want to say it's the managers that have not done them justice. I you always hear this. He dropped off. He dropped off. I'm like, okay, Salah dropped off. How has he come back then? It's how you use him. Na, at the end of the day, it is your. See, I can't believe I'm quoting this fool again, but Rosinia said it best. It is about managing, man. It's a real thing. If you don't manage them adequately, they will not shine. It doesn't matter what you do. You will win trophies. That's fine. Other people will step up. That's fine. But in terms of sometimes, no, there is a point where you have not done justice to the player, and you have to take that into account. I believe. For example, why am I talking about other player? I'll talk about my own team. The Ten Hag Amad Diallo saga that went on for the full year, where he kept picking Anthony over him, and clearly Anthony was handicapped by being very one-footed. Why talk about other people's career? I talk about my own. I've seen it. I've seen it very recently, 2 years ago. So it is a fact. There is 100% players that have been destroyed simply because it is wrong time, wrong place. Also known as
Yeah.
managers in your club. But it is what it is.
Yeah.
Anyway, that was a fun side quest we all did for last 20 minutes. Shashi, if you don't mind, Brentford versus Leeds, so we can continue.
अच्छा हम रिव्यू कर रहे हैं अच्छा ओके
हाँ.
I'll be honest, I have not watched too many games this week. मैं बस
It's
यूनाइटेड
okay.
का ही
Who do
देखा
you
मैंने.
pick? Yeah, who do you pick? Who do you pick? Who do you pick to go? It's fine.
It's a preview stream, Shashi bhaiya.
अच्छा प्रीव्यू
Yeah,
है
it's a
ओके
preview.
ब्रेंटफोर्ड
Sorry,
वर्सेस
it's a
लीड्स.
preview.
Brentford, why Brentford? I want Leeds to be relegated.
Yeah, fair enough. Your
Leeds,
call.
Spurs, and Wolves. These
I
three
thought
teams.
you would be happy for a minimum 4 to 6 points, Shashi, but apparently you're not happy. So fair enough. Why is the? Yeah, we'll move on to the next. We'll move on to something else. Oh God.
But happy for Igor Thiago. He
Please,
got selected
please
for
leave.
Brazilian squad.
Please leave and take Xerxes with you. Please, God help us. One job. You have one job to do this season. Get rid of both of them, please. Okay, so I guess we'll start with Bournemouth United. Why not? We're already here, so we'll start with that. Give me a second. I'll just share this. Wait, why is it? Oh, okay. So we got Manchester United looming in very closely to a certain Manchester counterpart. I would be nervous, but Piyush is not nervous, so good for him. And then we play 10th place Bournemouth, who's also looming large into the European spots here. Everyone's going to have to keep an eye out. So fun fact before anyone makes any picks. Apparently, I believe it's away. At home, Bournemouth has only conceded 15 goals apparently. and they are unbeaten in their last 6, 5 draws, 1 win.
Mm.
That is their current last 6 match record that Bournemouth has. Thoughts, Shashi? They've only conceded 15 goals. They've conceded 30. Only Burnley has conceded more away goals than them, but home goals they've conceded only 50.
ठीक है, then on the
Not
balance,
bad.
it looks like a 1-0 win
Never.
for United. They are not going to concede too many goals. They are not winning matches as it is.
Okay.
So I don't think it would be beyond us to get a result, because had it been Bournemouth of let's say 6-8 weeks to prior, where they were kind of playing basketball football, they were outscoring every team that they were coming up against, I would have been scared. But right now, just purely looking at both the teams and how we are playing football as of now, I think our attack has enough capability to go and get a result against Bournemouth. And if you're a team who aspires to be in the Champions League next season, at least get out of the group stages to begin with. These are the matches that you have to go out and get a result in to stake your claim that yes, whatever has happened in the last 9 matches under Michael Carrick, it is not fluke. It is purely and simply down to the merit of players that we have acquired this season. So on that basis, I think it should be a 1-0 win for United. If they score one, it will be a 2-1. If they score two, it will be a 3-2 win. But United are winning this one.
Piyush?
I think I'll just start by saying the reverse fixture was one of the best Premier League games that I witnessed this season. A 4-4 game, and I was there with Shashi Bhaiya. We were doing the watch along together. It was one of the most iconic scenes there, because we just could not catch our breaths. And at the end of it, what I said was like, you can't fault Amorim for this particular performance, because I personally felt he did everything right. And I think it was down to few individual errors with likes of Haven and all, which led to goals and all. But I feel with Carrick, there's a lot of stability in terms of. I mean, I just feel players really do understand him. They really want to. They really want to prove a lot of people wrong. There's a lot of cohesion in that club right now. And when you're feeling that way, when your star players are performing the way they are, be it Casemiro, be it Bruno, be it Sheshko, Cunha, and everybody else who's involved, I think these numbers actually do not reflect anything in my opinion. Just as Shashi bhai bol raha hai, I think if you are in that upward trajectory, I am more of a form guy. I feel if your team is on the upward trajectory, these numbers are like not reflective of what is going to happen in the game. So I feel the way United are playing right now, and if the standards are for the next season are that they really want to compete for the league and they want to go deep in the Champions League, then they should treat this game as the game, thinking that they need to get a victory. They can't be complacent, and I feel they have enough in their arsenal to dispose Bournemouth at their home as well.
Yeah, I think it's going to be an interesting game. I mean, I just saw they've gone on four draws now, and their win is against Everton, 2-1 narrow win. Apparently, very tough to score goals here, even though they have conceded very few. They've only scored 44 goals in 30 matches, which
Bournemouth players have been a delight for FPL users this season.
yeah. Shout out
Sensei
to
has given
Senesi
so
and
many clean sheets and so many points.
Krupi Jr. here
Yeah.
and there, some points. Yeah. Yeah, I'm going to say we're going to win 2-0. Yeah. I mean, listen, we have to just back the team now. We've got 8 games, got nothing else to do. And I'm very worried about this extremely wrong break we have. I really wish during the FA Cup, like how they are allowing games, only 8 games are going to be played this week because City Palace is cancelled. I don't know why they can't let all the other Premier League teams play their games. I don't know why everyone's got 6 teams, right? So the other 14, we could have had 7 matches. I don't know why everyone else has to sit and watch FA Cup matches if they don't want to watch it. Like, I mean, the planning is
No,
bad, yeah, and they keep.
No, I didn't understand. What do you mean by that? Like,
So
I didn't understand. What do you
the
mean by
week
that?
we come back. Normally, when you come back to a league match week, right? This time you're going to come back
Yeah.
to an FA Cup match week. That is why we have such a big gap. So the
Okay.
weekend
24 days
matches
का
is
gap
going
है
to be,
ना?
yeah. We have
24
not
days.
we actually, everybody that's not in the FA Cup will have the same gap this time, which is whatever. How many
And
days Shashi
reportedly,
just
we
said?
are going to play one or two friendlies in Helsinki.
Helsinki,
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 Ah,
Helsinki,
Helsinki.
Finland.
Helsinki. Yeah.
Finland.
Nice.
So that would be interesting. Let's see.
That's- Yeah, I'm
Wow,
going to say
Bhomik,
2-0.
what a loyal subscriber you are, yaar. 1-0 and that to a goal from Diego Dalot. Wow.
I mean, it's about time. Yeah. It's about time. He's giving everyone else a chance. I know he's very generous like that. He's always a team player. I say Diogo Dalo. I think it's about time.
But even you'll admit he should have buried that chance last
Arey,
game.
I don't agree. Yeah, I don't agree. And I'll tell you why I don't. I've seen
But
many
this
teams.
guy won't agree to anything which is
No, but
against
I have seen,
Dalot. So there's no point.
I've seen attackers sky that. So why would I expect my right back to bury it? That's my argument. When you see attackers sky it, why should I expect my right back to pocket it?
So you are using that Mbemo's sixer to defend Dalot's
No,
miss.
I mean, this is a great foil to the opinion, though. No, everyone expected Dalot to
Hmm.
finish it being a right back. So then,
Hmm.
then everyone should be double harsh on Mbemo, right?
I think they
But
were.
at the end of the day, it happens. No, at the end of the day, it's going to happen this week. Even I'm sure we are going to get really close and then sky the ball anyway, irrespective of players. So it's going to happen again. Yeah, you can't. It's just part of the processes of chances created every game. That's how I look at it. But yeah,
Hmm.
I'm really looking forward to him finally scoring a goal. I have to admit, I'm kind of. I just want him to score to get some more confidence. He's in particularly lacked since he was okay during Fletcher, but since Amarim has come, he has dropped. I mean, sorry, Carrick has come. I thought he was one of the
Yeah.
really few players that really shined under Amarim's system, like consistency wise, not excel,
Hmm.
but
Hmm.
consistency wise. I felt Amarim got the best out of him. You have
Hmm.
to give credit where it's due. He
Hmm.
clearly there's a drop off since Carrick has come. You have to. It is what it
I
is. You can't
think
pretend.
what I saw and afterwards, like जो भी मैं एक दो tacticos को देखता हूँ on YouTube and on Athletic.
Hmm.
One interesting point everyone highlighted that in the last game there was a conscious effort from Michael Carrick to allow Diogo Dalot to push forward, and that was the
Hmm.
reason why you could see Dalot being on the end of couple of chances, which was not the case before the last game. So there was an effort कि Dalot has to create the width and he has to get into the penalty box. So एक उसको Bruno का chance मिला था, and I think the other chance was from Casemiro where he put him through. So जो कह रहे हो ना कि under Amorim he was pretty good. So अगर वो last game वाला pattern continue रहता तो we might see Dalot being one of the most forward players for United in the remaining
What
game.
disappointed me is he should have during this Carrick run he should have at least had 3 assists. That's what is bothering me. The one where
Hmm.
he slipped into Cunha, the one then he slipped in, he crossed it for I think it was I don't know who was forward at the time. It was a beautiful cross he put in. Anyway, yeah, like I said, it's part and parcel of chances created and missed. You can't pick everyone out. You'll be sitting here for an hour doing that. Anyway, next game, Brighton of Albion at the Amex versus Liverpool. Early kickoff on Saturday. What do you guys think? Let me put this up.
I don't know what to make of Liverpool, yeah, Nathan. Bhai. I was amazed by the performance against Galatasaray. To be honest, I mean, they absolutely destroyed that team. But then when I see them against Spurs and against few other teams, Wolves and everything, I don't know what to make of them. I think what I can safely say that, like, if they're on song, if they're playing well for whatever time they do play, they look really good. They look like Premier League champions, but they're not consistent enough. So I don't know what to make of it. But I think I hope they got a lot of momentum after that European leg. But I think Brighton is a very tricky place, by very tricky place. Also, the early fixture, I think Brighton will score 100%. They're going to score against any team that they play at their home, and it's down to Liverpool to outscore them. So I don't know.
Yeah.
I see a draw here, by I seriously do.
If this
As
is
you
a
can see
starting
here,
lineup for Liverpool, they are going to lose. If they make changes, there might be possibility of a draw or a win for them.
I think they still have to play. I think they still have to play Rio. By the way, check this out. Thank you, Dark.
Yeah.
Um, Sandro Tonali and Bruno Guimaraes, respective camps are fighting against each other by making their availability known Both players are aware if one leaves, the other won't, so they are trying to get a potential move in place before the other does. Ben Jacobs via the United stand.
Nice. And this is the batch that they need to be wearing next season. This is the batch.
City are interested in Tonali, by the way, for people.
नहीं, no
Bro, you
comment,
have
no
enough
comment.
holding midfielders.
Hmm.
How
I
many
am.
holding
I
midfielders do you all
don't.
want, dude?
Arey,
I
yaar,
think
why
Rodri
are
will
you
leave,
getting
guys. I
aggressive on
think
me?
Rodri will
My
leave.
You
my
got
point
Rod,
is
you
only.
got Rodri, you got little Rodri, who's nowhere as good. I have to say,
No,
but
he is good.
but
Bhai.
that's
No,
what
no,
they
no.
want.
Rodri
He's
has been
good,
decent
but he's
after
nowhere.
coming
He's
in.
nowhere
He's been good.
as good as Rodri. He's nowhere
Yeah,
as good
that's
as Rodri.
true. That's true. That is so true.
But
That
but
is true.
but
I will admit it.
little Rodri can do a job. Yeah, it's okay. You're fine. You have Bernardo Silva. He's sensational.
I
I
mean,
mean, when he plays.
I'm not saying that we're going to sign Tonali. I think we are also in for him. That is what the City Twitter is all about today. But I don't know how truthful that is. But जो ये news है, it aligns to the fact that कि there have been a conversation with City as well. I don't know
Can you
क्या चल रहा है उनका.
can you do me a favor, Shashi? Can you just read this out? I can't help but laugh when I read it.
एक minute. I know
Do me
it's
a
too
favor.
much to ask, but can Carrick play?
No, read the rest. Read the rest. Read the rest.
If we go for some other manager, you see what I did there. Nice.
Man, ager.
Azure.
I love it.
Nice.
Say what you want, but Rosinias has given us a good few
He has
laughs.
he has
From January.
absolutely lost the plot.
I think it's great cinema, dude. I don't know. Compared to the
He
usual manager nonsense
Someone
we hear, I
from the
actually am
Chelsea
enjoying his
hierarchy
press
needs to
conferences.
go to that guy and say to him, shut up. वो
Hmm.
85th मिनट पे क्या पर्ची दे रहा है garnacho को पढ़ने के लिए. The game is gone, everything is done. Now you are defending that fiasco जो चेल्सी आजकल कर रही है halfway line पे रेफरी को घेर के. We have enough respect for the ball, so we want to keep our players close to the ball at the half line
You
before
have
we
to
start the
respect the
game.
ball. You have to respect the ball at all times.
हाँ तो खुद
Always.
गोल में घुस जाएगी ना तुम्हारे रेस्पेक्ट देने से. हैंच कुछ भी.
But will Rosinia be sacked? Absolutely not. I'm dead against it. Absolutely. We can't allow this. Petition needs to be signed. We finally
Nice.
got a manager that makes press conferences interesting. And thank God, no. Thank God. It was starting to get really dark, listening to people talk, string sentences together. Finally, we got someone who can actually string sentences together and entertain you. So it
And
works
still
out.
make no sense. And still make no sense.
Some people would say making no sense is an in of itself a different style of, answering an interview. So Rahul, you asked me a question without boring everyone in the panel here because everyone's on limited time. I'll just put it to you simply like this: when I used to watch MMA, I used to watch fighter interviews, and they used. This is where I heard it from. Maybe it doesn't apply. Maybe it does. I don't know. So I'll just answer it quickly. What happens is when you have an ACL injury, you have two options. You take, I mean, unless there are more options now. I wish Doc was in the chat. He would have helped me out here. But there's one where you can do a cadaver replacement where you get a cadaver's ACL. It has to match DNA and it has to match, but a matching cadaver's ACL you can get to replace it. Or the second one is I believe you take tendons from the front part of the knee. I don't remember where, and cultivate it to replace your ACL. So what happens is in the 6 to 8 months you're doing rehab, your leg becomes completely destabilized. I had a ISL player who played for, well, not ISL, I should say, a I League player who played for Dempo. He used to go to my gym. I saw when he had his surgery, it was the most incredible thing I've ever seen. His leg looked quarter the size of his fit leg, quarter. In front of my eyes, I saw his muscle grow back. I could, it's really a medical marvel, I would say. And what happens is because your knee is fully destabilized because you have lost everything in there due to atrophy, what happens is you can pick up other injuries because of due to the whole destabilization. That's why rehab is very extensive for 6 months. As soon as you can walk, as soon as you can get your motor skills the bend in, they put you straight to actual physical therapy, walking, stretching, weight lifting. So what happens is it tends to destabilize your whole leg. And because the groin is connected on both sides, sometimes the area that is injured can re-affect other parts of your body. that have not necessarily been hurt, but has been destabilized because of all the muscle loss. And this is precisely why Lisandro Martinez keeps getting injured. And this is precisely why we have to get rid of all our injury prone players. That's a video for another time. I hope I answered your question, Rahul. If I said anything wrong there, please feel free to correct me. Maybe I got my information wrong, but that's what I understood in layman's non-medical professional words. Anyway, so did you make a prediction, Piyush and Shashi? I'm sorry, I totally got sidetracked.
I said it's a draw. By it could be either 1-1 or 2-2, something like that.
I
Been
think
Lunin on
they're coming on back of a very good result against Galatasaray. So I think that
yeah.
euphoria might take them through this game. I think Liverpool will win this one.
Sometimes it depends on which surgery you do even as well, random. Ashwin, don't be shameless, Ashwin. Don't be shameless. Don't be shameless. Thank you for. See, this is as best as I know, but I will happily ask Manas or Rishi the next time. Hopefully, I can get a better answer. But that's what I remember from the MMA version of tearing your ACL through training. Okay, Patella. Yes, thank you. A patella graft replacement for your ACL. Thank you very much, Shaunak. That's what it was. That's the other option if you don't do cadaver replacement therapy. The only thing I want to talk about this before I give my prediction is when Shashi said of momentum, I thought they stole all of Sunderland's momentum and Sunderland finally lost at home. And unfortunately, they played Wolves and drew. So I thought they were actually going to pick up from that game, but then obviously they lost to Galatasaray, drew to Wolves, and then finally won. So I'm wondering if this is going to be the rest for the next 10 games, a seesaw effect. So what I'm going to say is I wouldn't be surprised if Liverpool wins, but even I'm going to say a draw, simply because we have to see what that momentum turns into. Let's be honest, Galatasaray was not exactly playing the way they were playing in Turkey. And
And
Brighton's
the moment
not going to do
Osimhen
it.
got
Brighton,
injured, their entire team went for a toss.
and let's be honest, Brighton is not going to give that kind of respect in general, because they've got their own ambitions to try and get a Conference League spot if possible. They're not too far off. 7 to 10 is all in that range there. So there are points to be had for anyone who's interested. Nathan, we should sell Bruno as we already got Ugath.
Good point for me to exit for now. See you boys.
You're done? Okay.
Yeah, I'm done. Yeah,
Before you go,
Yeah.
just do me one favor, because I'll do it with Piyush. Give me your thoughts about the Carabao Cup final in passing. Any prediction, anything you'd like to address, whatever your thoughts are on the game.
I hope City wins this one. I want to see Arsenal under some sort of pressure as they go for that infamous treble of League, FA Cup, and the Champions League, because in their heads they are winning quadruple. मैं सिटी को बस इसलिए जीतते हुए देखना चाहता हूँ. For some reason, I feel this is going to be Pep's last season in England, and the kind of manager he has been, I think he deserves to bow out with some sort of trophy.
Yeah.
So maybe a League Cup would be a good farewell song for Pep Guardiola.
I told Piyush, you'll have to take the week off if you are the reason you give Arteta a trophy.
I might have to close my channel, Nathan. Bhai. The amount of trolling that I'm getting because of that particular thing it's beyond me. I mean, sometimes I also feel that you have to add a lot of context to it. And with respect to EFL Cup, I think it's fair to say none of the top managers, the top team, actually in their checklist of their objectives really want to say that at the end of the day you want to win the EFL Cup. I think that is last on the list, because it really isn't anything. Agar FA Cup फिर भी थोड़ा सा relevant है, EFL Cup is nothing. But I think with respect to this particular situation, it is very tricky and it's very complicated because of the way these two clubs have found themselves in two different situations. Arteta, after so long, have finally gotten a team which is actually in contention of winning something very concrete. And Pep, on the other hand, is on the other side of the periphery where he's almost lost everything. So whatever he had made in like 10
Yeah.
years, he's on the verge of losing everything. Maybe this is his last shot. We don't know. So it's important for City players to show up and do well, because if you don't do well, then we'll be a laughing stock. जैसे अभी हैं वैसे आगे होंगे.
So
And
so
there's
there's two things before Shashi goes. No, I want Shashi. One City fan said on DR Sports, I saw the clip before coming live, that Pep is not the. I don't want Pep to leave winning nothing. So I think if he wins the Carabao Cup, he will in fact announce that he's leaving in advance to get a replacement. That's one thing he said. Okay, on DR Sports. The other thing is, one of those other panelists said, no, Pep looked like a Mexican cholo from California in a Snoop Dogg gin and juice video with a flannel. And I started laughing so hard because I was sitting there going, man, he's really lost the plot, Pep. Yeah. What he's wearing today, is like a whole different thing. Finally, it's like he's given up this match, And then when I read that, I was thinking, he actually looks like a Mexican gangster in like a GTA San Andreas, dude. And then I started laughing because I was like, bro, he was wearing like a flannel and a shirt. And I was like, shit, yeah, this actually looks like a Snoop Dogg gin and juice video, like extra member. That was
and,
hilarious. I don't know.
and also
but
there's
yeah.
one more subplot to this game. I don't know whether Arteta will admit it in public or not, but if there is one manager that Arteta would really love to beat, and that too for a trophy, it would be Guardiola, because of his
Yeah.
obvious connection to City and Pep. He was his student. Now he is gunning for everything that Pep used to fight for season after season. So getting one over City and Pep would be extra special for Arteta, not in the league format, but in a knockout cup competition. Let's say if Arsenal are beating City for the FA Cup or the League Cup, it would be very special for Arteta. So, and the moment a manager starts to be ultra aggressive about winning something, we have seen this with Guardiola. They tend to do a tactical fuck up, they tend to make a mistake which kind of goes against them. And since Arteta is a Guardiola student, अगर वो इस गेम में overthink करता है, which Pep has been known to do over the years, he might just hand City the trophy in this one. So there are multiple subplots I'll be following this game for, and I hope if this is Guardiola's
But
last
Shashi,
season.
before you go, I really want to ask you one more question before. So sorry, I'm keeping you for a little bit more. So what about this narrative? Like, do you also believe in this narrative that if let's say Guardiola somehow wins this trophy, would there be a lot of pressure on Arteta then to follow it up with the league and the Champions League, because like this is the easiest trophy that he's going to get from, in my opinion. I mean, even though
Which
Premier
one?
League में he's ahead by
League
9
Cup.
points, the EFL Cup,
League Cup.
the EFL
No.
Cup. No,
For
हाँ.
me, as things stand, Premier League is the easier of the two trophies, because Premier League is done by City. Do not have it in them
Okay.
to go and catch Arsenal on a single game based on 90 minutes. It is not easy. City can beat any team in the world if it is up to them for those 90 minutes. So that game will start as 50-50 for Arsenal and Man City. Premier League is done and dusted. That title is already done. उस पे नाम हम लिखवा दो Arsenal का, वो stage में पहुंच चुका है. So League Cup, I think City will put up a good battle because they know they can't do anything about the Premier League.
Fair.
I'm sorry, I'm listening to you guys. I'm just reading the chat. They're entertaining me here. But yes, Shashi, thank you for joining. If you,
Done.
I
I'll
don't
see you
think I
guys
don't
soon.
think I will be if you are free. But thank you for joining. By the way, guys, link is in the chat below, and he's put out a nice reel through which I only can see through WhatsApp now. So I'm very
I
blessed.
upload
Thank you,
that for you
Zuckerberg.
to check. I
Thank you,
upload that for you
Zuckerberg.
to check.
Yeah, but anyway, I'll see you soon, Shashi. I don't know. I'm sure we'll do something when our weeks open. Our weeks open up on Monday.
Yeah,
So
we'll do that.
yeah,
We'll do that.
we'll do something then. Yeah.
And
Thank
man,
you.
see you.
Thank
Bye,
for joining.
Piyush. Nice chatting with
See
you
you.
always. Bye.
Bye.
All right, back to business. My God, we have shied away from all the games. We'll go through some of them quickly. I want to just get your thoughts quickly before we wrap up. Don't want to be here too long. Fulham, Burnley.
It's a Fulham victory all over. I mean, I don't even watch Burnley anymore. I don't know why. Any team that plays Burnley, I'm giving them 3 points. I don't know why. And
I know
Fulham at
someone that
home,
definitely watches Burnley, dude. I know someone that
who
definitely was watching Burnley.
who
Utkarsh.
who?
Utkarsh is watching,
He
bro.
has to.
Bro,
He
I'm telling you, Utkarsh is watching. He's actually watching the teams below him play football, like legitimately. When he saw
I mean,
Wolves are almost at the 20-point mark, he started getting even more stressed out.
I feel Fulham are too good to not to get 3 points from here. I think 2-0 written all over this game.
We didn't say it. You take it up with Ishan Lavanya. Thank you very much. This is what I'm going to do now. I'm not going to get mad. I'm just going to go take it up with Ishan because that's who said it. Uh, I mean, yeah, listen, Arteta, some Rando said Arteta is Pep is Arteta's number one idol or something. I was like, is he really though? Shouldn't it? I mean, this might sound really crazy and people will laugh at me. Fulham 2-0, interesting. I'm going to go 3-0 actually. Let Utkarsh at least rest a little bit for this week. Um, I don't know, man. Maybe this is a crazy way of saying it, but I believe that David Moyes should be his idol simply because I think the Arteta we all know of. It's very easy to say Arteta has won this with Arsenal. But the reason Arteta went to Arsenal is because I feel like David Moyes made him the player he is. And therefore, I like to think that even though he may have not obviously got his coaching style, I feel like David Moyes is probably the one to push him to coach. I don't think Wenger was there long enough to push him to coaching.
Yeah.
It might sound like a very strange take comparing Pep to Moyes, but I don't know. I don't know. Maybe I feel like I've heard it somewhere, but I'll have to go back and check. But I mean, let's be honest. Yeah, people don't remember this, but David Moyes was an excellent manager
Yeah, he
his
was.
first stage
He
of
was.
Everton. He did not play football like this. I assure you, they were very much an attacking team. I assure you. Yes, they still kept losing to Liverpool. That didn't change, but in general, they never did this Pickford falling on the ball and rolling around and all. None of that used to happen when I used to watch him be the manager first. When he had red hair, which was a long time ago, but not anymore, obviously. But
People like Naismith, people like Leighton Baines, people like
listen,
Fellaini. I mean, there were so many,
prime,
but there were so
prime,
many.
prime late. So this is how I push it to people: Steven Pienaar, Tim Cahill,
Steven Pienaar.
and pound for pound, we will never ever know. We'll never ever know because it will never ever happen. One of the best fullback settings in the Premier League. Leighton Baines on one side, Seamus Coleman on the other side, both in their primes.
Yeah,
They
yeah.
absolutely. It was a very very good. I can't believe Seamus Coleman still plays football. By the way,
Still
he's
there.
still in the
Yeah, he's still there, by.
yeah.
Yeah,
It's
amazing,
insane. And
amazing.
Leighton Baines is now an assistant manager there. I mean, it's incredible. But
Yeah,
that's a whole nother
yeah.
thing. Yeah, Mycon. Sorry, Mycon. Macon. Who? I didn't read it. Nice one. But we already discussed this. If you want, you can go back in the chat. We already went through this. It was a fun one. But yes, the next one is Everton Chelsea. Speaking of Everton, good timing.
I don't know, bhai. I don't know what Chelsea, bhai, what that guy is. I have no clue what that guy is.
What do you mean,
I feel
managerial?
I mean I mean Rosenier in journal. I don't know what that person is anymore. I mean, I think he has lost his head completely. And when the manager of the side has somehow found himself in such a position where like nobody takes him seriously, I don't know how that team is going to perform going forward. And I feel Everton at home again are a very difficult side. We saw that with United as well. It's very very difficult place to be if they are on song.
Look at this.
Is one of
Look
the
at this,
most difficult.
Piyush. Look at this. There's one team in between them.
Yeah,
Five,
yeah, and
five
they
points.
they they have it in them to defeat Chelsea. But Chelsea is very very unpredictable. Bhai. I mean, they have so much quality. They have so much good players, young good players who can individually can take out any team of the from the Premier League. So I don't know what to make of this game, but I would still say I think Everton will somehow secure 3 points. I don't know how, but they will.
Oh wow, okay. He wasn't the chosen one, dude. The chosen one has always been Mourinho. He was chosen by Sir Alex Ferguson. The chosen one is not how I would put him personally. Uh, in fact, Hamza, the funny thing is, not many people will. I don't know how many people will agree to this, but a lot of people didn't actually want Moyes. If I'm not mistaken, I think we wanted Mourinho, but Mourinho obviously had a job at the time. But
Hmm.
yes, um, but yeah. Anyway, that was that. That's how that happened specifically. Man City are clear front runners to sign Elliot Anderson, but MUFC will not abandon the interest. United are wary of getting involved in the wage bidding war with City. Oh, if it's wages, then we've got it covered. United are prepared to make a significant effort to land him. Anderson would likely cost a minimum of 80 million pounds. Sammy Mockbell of BBC. Before we go on, by the way, Everton. Wow. By the way, Homelander's a Chelsea fan.
Chelsea, yeah. I think it's more a frustration, Homelander. I think you don't believe that, right? Do you? I mean, if
Oh
you,
my God, he's not been happy. I'll tell you exactly when he's not been. He's not been happy since they. Well, he's not been happy before that, but he's really not been happy since they drew to Burnley. Like he already wanted Rosinha out
Hmm.
from drawing to Burnley. Yeah. He's been very very clear about how unhappy he is. Uh,
So,
but yeah.
I mean, that club, bhai, I mean, I don't want to waste too much time, but that
Hmm.
300 something million they have accounted for losses in a Champions League calendar year. Then they have this Premier League ban in transfer ban with respect to their young squad, and then the way they were bowed out of this Champions League, nothing is going well for this club, bhai. With manager, with the board, even with the players as well. So it is one of the most difficult place to be or to support right now.
According to Mystic is saying he's a very reliable in terms of Arsenal and City. Let's see. I will find out.
He is.
To be fair, Ben Jacobs has been still saying that nothing was done with City and United still have a very firm interest with him as well. So maybe they'll be right. Sanadi, honestly, I don't think it's a tactic because I honestly don't think. See, worst case scenario is we just bring him back and sell him elsewhere, dude. But I think we're all going to land to an agreement. I don't think that tactic's going to work because these people are too money centric. If they can
Hmm.
get money, if they'll just find somewhere else to get the money from, or they'll let him run out his contract and not pay his wages because because I'll tell you right now, no, if they can't get the money they want from him, no, they'll do this. They'll do it like they did Sancho, and basically with the
Hmm.
contract will be written off in 2027.
Yeah. Yeah.
LC management. Yeah. So what did you say it was? You said Everton's going to win, right?
Yeah.
Ah, man, I'm too nervous to say that, dude. I'll say a cheeky 2-2. Let there be goals. Let there be goals. Let us all enjoy it. Okay, this is the watch along I'm doing tomorrow. I mean on Sunday. The Tyne-Wear
Yeah.
derby, Newcastle United versus Sunderland. 1 minute. Let's do head to head first. Three to
But you're
seven.
coming. You're coming to my channel now for the Arsenal and City
Uh,
match.
If I'm alive,
No, you will
don't
be
ask me
alive. You
why.
have to.
No, bro, I don't think you understand. Utkarsh also is like for the Spurs game. I have, I have
I
to
mean, yeah,
survive
it's a
all these
final.
watch alongs,
It's a fine. It's a final. It's a
bro.
final. Where you
Bro,
just come.
it
You
is
just show
it
up.
is it
Don't
is
talk too much.
it's relegation. Utkarsh, you're saying it's final for you. It's relegation
So,
for Utkarsh.
what time is Utkarsh's game, by the way?
After this game, basically 7:45. I
Okay.
think. I don't know. Hold
Okay.
on.
I
I can
mean,
just tell you.
अगर आप आ पाओ तो आ जाना. I mean, that is what I would
Yes,
say.
7:45. Oh, it is 7:45. Yeah. Tyne-Wear derby. Wait, look, back when Sunderland used to be good, they used to beat them a lot. Apparently, 7 wins, 3 wins
Yep.
to Newcastle. Kind of surprising, actually. And they
Yep.
have beaten them. Well, they were undefeated at home until Liverpool, so this makes sense.
Yep.
2024, then 2016 is the last game before 2024. This was an FA Cup match. 2020. So they haven't played in almost. Oh wow! It's
10
going to
years.
be 10 years to almost the day
Yep.
that they played at St James's Park. Ooh, this is going to be a fun one. Thoughts? Oh wait,
I
table
think
first,
it is going to be
obviously.
a very exciting match. I mean, only for the
Oh, 2 points separate
pop.
them. They're just 2 points away from each other.
And
Interesting.
in mid season, we saw Sunderland were ahead of Newcastle, but Newcastle have somehow
Yeah.
found
Yeah.
their way back. But again, it also depends upon how these players are feeling after the drubbing that they got against Barcelona. I mean, it does take a lot of toll on you. Are they motivated enough? Because it's a big game for their local rivals. So I don't know. I don't know what to make of it. I think Sunderland are well placed to get points, but I would never like disregard Newcastle playing at their own home. By they can actually find some energy from the crowd and they can perform. So I feel it is going to be a draw, but I would really want to see Newcastle get victory. So, but I would seriously go for 1-1 draw.
Okay. I'm going to say, what is it? 2 losses, 3 wins. 3 losses, 1 win, 1 draw. I don't know, man. Newcastle. Will they be tired? Is the question. They should have
Newcastle
the
would be
momentum
by.
simply. They should have the momentum simply based on their performance. Like going toe to toe with Barcelona for three halves. Some momentum
But
will be there, but
it takes out
I,
a lot of stuffing from you by when you're embarrassed you've conceded 7 goal in a game. It takes a lot out of you
actually,
by your system as well.
I'm going to go cheeky 1-0 win for Sunderland. I think they might edge them out somehow. I don't know how,
Yeah,
but I think they might. I think they might take advantage of the situation. Okay,
yeah.
Claret and Blue derby. Aston Villa versus West Ham United. What is this? Where's West Ham? Oh, here's West Ham. I keep forgetting they're all the way down here. This
I'm
is
going to tell
rough,
you
man.
something. I don't know if you will agree with. I'm going to say something that I don't know if you agree with me or not. I think West Ham is winning
Hmm.
this game. They'll set
But
themselves in such a
no
deep
one, no
block.
one is going
They
to be
this
happy for me. No, if West Ham win this game, simply because I know I don't have to bother about Aston Villa after this week.
no, but I'll tell you, it's written all over. This game is written like that. So I think Villa will have to attack uh, West Ham at their home, and West Ham we all know that they defend really well with that back five with those wing backs as well. And in transition and also in set pieces, they're good by they're good enough to score a goal, and then it is very difficult to score against them. It's you have to be really really good to score against them. And I feel they're far more motivated. Like they're
Yeah.
far more motivated than Villa. Even though Villa stakes are really high, if they lose to West Ham, they're almost dead certain of missing out from the Champions League spot. I'm 100% sure they lose to West Ham, they're not going to make it. But West Ham has too much to fight for, and I think this game is set up for the victory. So I see a very big upset in this game.
I'm not as daring as you here. I'm going to say 1-1. But West Ham have been playing well here. Seriously.
Yep.
One loss in the
Yep.
last five.
That too. I don't know
Aston Villa's
what
three
that
losses
loss
in the
was
last
also.
five.
Yeah, yeah.
See,
One of them was against Wolves, by the way. The Villa fixtures that we are talking about.
they only lost to Liverpool in the last five.
Yeah, that too at Anfield, not at the home. So Anfield, you do expect you do expect them to lose. The rest of them, they're good, they're really good.
I'll go a draw. I'll go a draw. I don't know how Spurs. I don't know what Spurs are going to do here. Seriously.
This is a six
I'm
pointer, bhai. This is a six pointer.
the stress everyone's going to have for this game is going to be crazy. Seriously.
Look at the
Not
head to head, bhai. Look at the head. So last three games,
Mike, they won
Forest
the
have won
last
all
three games.
last three. Yeah. If
Oh,
if
oh
if
God.
if I weren't supposed to watch the Carabao Cup final, I would have watched this game. Bhai. This is going to be one of the best games of the weekend. Bhai. This particular game. I mean,
No,
the
I
stakes are
actually
so
don't.
high,
I
so high.
don't. I don't want to see Utkarsh crack, dude. I actually don't want to join this watch along. I'm going to. I'm going to. It's going to be a sad watch along, dude. Genuinely. Marco Gomez changed their fortune assistant for West Ham. 1-0 Villa,
Oh,
West Ham 2-1, West Ham. Um, Battle, what? Battle of. Let's go, Forest. We played really well. Spurs 3-1, 3 goals. 3 goals you see in this game.
against Forest, 3 goals. It's
Hold on a
difficult.
minute.
Their
Hey,
back
how
four.
how can they score 3 goals when they average 1 point something goals a game, Tanish? Aish. Oh God, this is going to be
In
this.
like
It's going to be a long
in
weekend.
the in yeah in the hope of scoring 3 goals, they might concede a lot of goals because they. I am telling you, Forest have very technical players who are very good with the ball. They really manipulate the field. I mean, with Gibbs White, Anderson, and few others. I mean, they are as dangerous as it gets. I don't know how they found themselves in such situation, and that is why it is very dangerous to play them right now. And they have they also are in a position if they somehow defeat Spurs, bhai, Spurs. I'm so
Okay.
sorry. Spurs will
Since
be.
Forest lost to Midtjylland 1-0. Yeah, but
I
Forest is the
mean
18th place. Bro, that is the league champions of Denmark to the
that's
18th team in. Okay,
and
leave
also
it.
there's a
Leave it.
I mean there's second leg, right,
They're playing
or
today.
what?
They're playing
So
today,
they're
11:15
playing today at where, at home or away?
at home. They lost to Midtjylland,
Yeah, and
I
also
believe, in their home.
Gurdeep bhai, I think the manager has already said that in few of the interviews that their priority is to of staying up in the Premier League, and they have their objectives very clear. And I don't see them not going ahead against that. And frankly speaking, I feel
Sorry about that.
their objectives are vacant. They're far more focused on the league. So it's not a fair comparison of them losing in Europe. That is what I would say.
Don't tell this to Utkarsh, but I predict a 2-0 Spurs win. I don't want to get his hopes up, dude. I don't have the heart for this, sadly. Uh, yeah. I can't say it confidently, but I can hope. Sounds like what? Lamine Yamal's future club. No, 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 that wasn't Lavanya. I was trying to remove the shared screen. Anyway, yeah, Carabao Cup final. We'll end off on that. Thoughts. First of all, I don't even know why they gave Bernardo Silva captaincy to begin with, but now you may say whatever you want to say.
I don't know. I don't know what to say about that incident. But for me, I think it's really important for Pep Guardiola and for Man City fans to get over this hoodoo of Arsenal. I don't know. I think we all know deep down within that we have conceded the league to them. So it's important for us to at least have something over them.
Okay.
Let- Uh,
Oh, hold on. Yeah, Piyush is being summoned. No Gay for City. Yeah. I mean, listen, I honestly think it's going to be a well contested game. I do favor Arsenal just in terms of momentum, honestly. But that being said, Kusanov so good. He saved City from humility. Bro, Kusanov and Doku, if they were somehow not on the pitch, no, God knows what that game looks like. Seriously.
Yeah.
God
I
knows
mean,
what that.
I feel if they play the same team that they played against Madrid in the second leg, I think they're going to win by. And I'm pretty sure if they play a front three of Doku, Haaland, and Cherky, then they're going to win because that is where the creativity is. But and they need to play Kusanov, of course, because you need to have players who can help you in the transitions. I don't think so. They're going to play Donnarumma this game. This is what my prediction is. I think he's going to play Trafford, which is also a good sign in my opinion because he really helps in the build up and they really need someone who can lob the ball in the midfield as well. So let's just see. I'm not too sure as to how the game is going to pan out, but I think they know it. They need to win this one very badly because a lot of damage has been done already with the Champions League exit. and they need to prove a point to the world that they're still City. So yeah,
No,
I think I'm
Zepop, you're saying Foden is young, but the drop off is insane. It's not about
yeah.
age, dude. It's about the drop off. It's age has nothing. Danny Welbeck is scoring more goals than people half his age. Like it's not about age. It's about ability and consistency and confidence. It has nothing to do with how old you are. I think. Will
I
Bernardo
still
Silva get
I
a new
still,
contract?
no, bhai. I think he that is done. I think he has himself said it that this is his last season, and I think I've never seen a City player get past a 10-year period. So 10 is the maximum that I've seen players go. David was 10, De Bruyne was 10. I think Company was 10. So I feel that is the limit, and they're not going to offer him any more contract. So this is his last stint with respect to trophies as well. Yeah.
Doesn't he have like 8 kids? He's not young enough to have kids, dude. Garnacho is proof of that. But unfortunately, or fortunately, depending on how you look at it. But I do think you should be of a certain age before you have children. But that's not where we've grown up. Dude. That's not the way they do things. Is what it is. Why does Foden doesn't get much stickers? But oh, that's simple because Pep has protected him for the majority of his career. Bellingham is, in fact, Bellingham and I would say his dad in particular has shined more spotlight on both their children. I believe was it last year or was it earlier this year where the whole his dad and Joe Bellingham issue with Dortmund. When you keep when you keep when you interfere in business that is not your own, you tend to have more attention on you. I know it's his dad, but his dad is not related to football. Respectfully, of course, I understand him being a parent and all. I think it was last year. I'm not sure. I'm talking about Job, by the way, not Jude. But yes, it is when you're protected, you don't get stick. And Pep has done a very good job, I would say, until about 2 years ago of protecting Phil Foden. Protecting him meaning like slowly bring him into the team, slowly exposing him to whatever he has achieved so far. That's what I mean by protection. I don't mean he's been hiding him in a corner somewhere. Clearly not. He was going and his mother was getting into altercations in stadiums. Clearly not been protected fully, but he's doing his best. Pep has his own problems to deal with, as we found out last year. So yeah, we deployed Rodri as a sole pivot again. It would actually be mad. Interesting. Sorry,
No,
yes.
so this is where I get pissed off. Yeah, Abhishek bhai, with all love,
No,
the comment where
that
you
was
said
Rando.
no, the above one
Oh,
where
sorry.
Abhishek. I mean, this is peak nonsense. That is what I would say. I mean, I'm not
Hmm.
comparing anybody to anybody, right? Every player has their own stories. Every player have their own journeys. Trent might have done 100 things for Liverpool. So did Bellingham. But to just say
Hmm.
that Foden has done nothing, it just tells you that you've not seen him play for City. That is
But
what I would
Foden,
say, with all due respect.
okay. I thought he was talking about the Euros. Yeah, Foden's
I
terrible
mean,
for
yeah, for
England. I have
England,
to say.
for England, I'm not even going to debate by England. He has been shit. Like most of the City players are. Which City player have you seen
I
play
don't
good
even
for
think
their
it's a
international
city
team?
issue. I don't even think it's a city issue. I think it's Southgate didn't know what to do with him. I wouldn't even go as far as to blaming City players for it. It's just it's just the manager. That's it. It doesn't. Sometimes it can be as simple as that. It doesn't have to be that complicated. But
Yeah,
yeah.
maybe.
We call out Arsenal fans saying Arteta protects him and he is bad, but if Foden's protected, no, yeah, Arteta has been protected by the Arsenal fans for a long time. Let's be honest, and that is why they need this league victory. No, otherwise, God knows what's going to happen to them at the end of this year. They are all going to be torched, all of them, if they don't win the league somehow. But yeah. So anyway, prediction before we wrap up.
I think we need to win by. I think we should be winning at least this trophy. So I would go for 2-1 City victory.
Do you think he retire? Do you think that Man City fans, right? If he wins this, he has something to leave on a high note with, no matter
No,
what
I
happens.
personally don't feel. I'll tell you why. Because knowing City, how they work behind the scene, if he was supposed to leave, he would have made it clear by now. Because I think there needs to be a lot of work with respect to how they do this succession thing with Pep Guardiola. And I think he'll be honest enough to admit to himself and to the board as well, and give them enough time to find the right replacement. And I see no news coming from that side. So I feel like he seriously believes that he has it in him to go for one more season. I personally don't think so. I feel it is too much to ask for Pep to just again rebuild and again do what he did, like let's say 4-5 years ago. I think he's also tired now. So if he goes,
Yeah.
I will be sad, but I think it's good for everyone. But if he stays, then he stays. But that is what I feel, because अगर अगर उसको जाना होता तो सिटी ने अभी तक आपको 100% रिप्लेसमेंट ढूंढ लिया होता, because they wouldn't be waiting for him to say that on the last weekend that he's going, and then they'll try to find someone, because that is
Yeah.
not how football works. So I feel
Of
they're
course.
going, there would have been a conversation with him where he would have said, let's just wait for few weeks and I'm going to review it. And I think he has said that he really wants to stay for one more year. I don't know why, but maybe so there's a slight chance that he might still leave, but more of a chance that he stays for one more year.
There was something about him wearing whatever he wore at the City game in Champions League, where I thought, man, he just doesn't care anymore. And that same
Yeah.
City fan I was telling you about, even he said the same
Yeah.
thing. He's like,
Yeah.
I told you, no, he said he looked like a GTA character. That's the guy who said
Yeah.
it. They were on that channel, they
Yeah.
were all laughing. I looked at him, I'm like, okay, yeah, he used to wear that turtleneck, it looked ridiculous. But like today, I'm like, his face, what he's wearing,
Yeah. Yeah.
it
The
almost
body
looks like the
language.
fire is like fully
Yeah.
gone out of him. Like, even
Yeah.
when he went
Yeah.
to argue before he got the yellow card, that was the only energy he had. That was like at the beginning of the game.
Yeah.
Before After the yellow
Yeah.
card, then he was just going up to him laughing, and it's like,
Yeah.
bro, there's no point. It's almost like he was like, let the 90 minutes
Broken
end.
man. Yeah,
Yeah,
he's
he's
a
like,
broken man. Even after the final whistle left, the way I see him talking to Madrid players just tells you like he had given up
yeah.
already, and he's just there to just, he's just there to save his face. And a peak Pep would never have done that, irrespective of whether we lose. Whether
Then the thing
he
with
would have,
Rudiger happened, right? You saw the Rudiger thing
yeah,
where Rudiger was saying
yeah.
something.
That also,
There was
yeah, yeah,
He wasn't even annoyed. It was almost like,
yeah,
yeah, okay,
yeah,
okay, and he kept walking
yeah.
by. I was like,
That is not Pep. Yeah, that is not
this
Pep.
is the same.
That
This is
is
the
not
same
prime
guy
Pep.
who would like run to the middle of the pitch to talk to like the referees if he's not happy. He's
Yeah,
just Rudiger was like right in his face. He was like, yeah, yeah, okay, man. I just want to go home. Like literally, yeah, okay,
yeah,
cool. I just want to leave now, man. I'm fed up of being like on the ground right now. I just need to
yeah.
get out of here. Quite
I
worrisome
think
actually.
I'll tell you what, Nathan, but I think tactically he did outplay Madrid. None of the people are going to agree with me, but he tactically did outplay Madrid in both the legs. I think his players let him down with the performances, at least in the second leg. And if you're down 3-0 and if you get a red card, which was a fair red card to be honest. I mean, I'm not going to sit here and say robbery this, robbery that. The point is you shouldn't be doing that. And for 70 minutes I felt everybody at Etihad and us City fans knew that it is not going to happen today. And the way we are playing, I thought it was impossible. The only thing that I wanted from that game was not to concede 4 or 5 goals, because that would have completely destroyed everything that we did this season. So, and unfortunately for Madrid, it didn't happen because they had a lot of chances
Yeah,
as well. So I
yeah.
feel he's still there with respect to his minds and all. He knows how to exploit those spaces. He knows how
Yeah,
to put which
I
player.
think he needs a reset. As simple as
Yeah,
I think he just needs
I feel
I think he needs a break. That's what it looks like.
yeah.
I
I
think
feel
when
I feel
you saw it in Klopp's eyes even, no, when he was doing that interview. Season was nowhere near ending. He was like, I'm just tired.
yeah, yeah,
I love that about
100%.
Klopp. Klopp is just honest like that.
Yeah,
If you don't talk about football, where he's talking about grass and all that, when
yeah,
you
yeah,
just talk about like him, he's like I'm just tired. And inside me, I was like, how the hell did Sir Alex and Wenger do this? Like, I'm looking at Klopp playing good football, being loved by so
yeah,
many people, and he's sitting there looking like he's been through hell. Someone will think,
yeah,
he was like he's been surviving relegation for the last 10 years. That's how that's the face here. And I was thinking,
yeah,
my God, yeah, sometimes you have to really be done with it, no? Here we have Neil
Yeah.
Warnock coaching championship sides in his mid 70s still. I'm like, bro, how is it
Yeah.
happening? How these English people are crazy, yeah?
I,
They
maybe
live
maybe
like this for
maybe Nathan,
football.
like the maybe the expectation and the pressure are matlab, not comparing them to Neil Warnock or let's say, I think the times were
Right.
different with Wenger and Sir
Yeah.
Alex. The times were different. I think when you keep winning things, it's far
Yeah.
easier. But when you're competing at the highest level, so this is where context is really important. So this is the same City team, by the way, who had just won 4 Premier Leagues in a row. And I'm not glazing. What I'm saying is, and it feels like an eternity ago. But if you see the context, it was only 2 years ago that they ended their thing. And some every team has a cycle. Every team gets to a point where they get to this saturation point where their domination ends. Right. What I
Yeah.
feel with Pep is he's frustrated from the fact that he's not given enough credit. Maybe मैं कहने का मतलब ये है कि he still hungry for the validation which
Yeah.
he himself think he has not been given your due respect, and that is why he gets too much riled up, and that is why you see him like getting extra tired in few things. अगर वो सिर्फ फुटबॉल पे फोकस करे, let's just say he doesn't care about anything else and he just really wants to focus on the team, he has got a very good team. And I'm going to tell you, Nathan, right today, this team after this year's experience, this same set of players, you're going to see a different Man City next year because they'll be motivated, of course, and they'll have 1 year experience as well. For a lot of people, be it Kusanov, be it Doku, be it Gonzalez, be it Nico O'Reilly, and so many. So there are like 5-10 players that I can name who are going to have a very good season next year. And I think we're going to infuse some few new players as well, like so Bernardo would be leaving, likes of Ake and Stone would be leaving. So this team will be there. The whole
Haaland
point
will be
is
leaving.
no, Haaland stays for at least 1 year. I think he stays there. But from where I'm seeing this particular manager puts,
You think, or you hope?
yeah. No. I think he stays. I think where does he go? Madrid. I think it's difficult for them
I think he can only go to PSG or Barcelona.
But
I don't
do
think he can
PSG
go.
need him? Do PSG need him?
No, Gonzalo Ramos is crap.
I mean, still, but
Gonzalo Ramos is still not being. They've been trying to get rid of Ronaldo for the like last 5 years. It's failed horribly. Gonzalo Ramos is horrible in
yeah,
comparison.
in that aspect, maybe he might leave. I don't know, but we'll see about that. But my whole point is, if he focuses on only football and not put extra pressure on himself of proving a point to the world, we might actually do something good next season. But if this continues, the narrative continues, then he'll be under a lot of pressure. And I think I don't want to see him like that. By honestly
So
speaking, I have too much
I'm
attachment for him.
I'm starting to feel sorry for him.
Yeah, I mean, I've got too much.
That's what I got the other day. When I looked at him,
Yeah.
I was like, you really want to
I
be
don't want to
remembered
go.
like this?
I don't want to see him go down like this. I seriously don't want, but because he has done so much for us. I mean, he basically made City relevant by in the map. Like people like me are sitting here
Hey, I
talking
don't
about
agree.
football.
I don't agree. Listen, I, as much as I would love to make this joke, I still think the best thing Man City ever did was hire Roberto Mancini, because Roberto
I mean, at
Mancini
that
at
point
the
of view,
time was a
yeah,
very well desired coach that a lot of people have forgotten. Because when you
yeah.
compare his accolades to Pep's, no, it's not even close. But if Roberto Mancini is not the manager during that time, and you all get some regular guy, who knows when the actual momentum of City builds up. I feel like the Mancini acquisition was the first big manager move, at least. I don't even think it was
It,
Hughes, although Hughes, you
I
could
mean,
say,
yeah, but Nathan, bhai, matlab, did anyone care about us when we had my point is more global. So when Pep came and the way started, the way City started playing and the way we were scoring goals, the way we had wonderful players, a lot of eyeballs came to Man City for various reasons. Some of them because they wanted to see as to what he does here. Some of them really wanted them to fail. Some of them wanted to succeed. So my point is, globally, he made us relevant. By people are the people
yeah.
people from Madrid would never talk about Man City if it weren't for Pep. or people from Barcelona would never want to see what City is all about if it weren't for Pep. Same with so many other clubs, and he did the impossible for us, bhai. I mean, he did win us the treble, so it is there for everybody to see with 115 and everything. I just want to say one thing: it is not because of him. He has nothing to do with 115 or whatever. It was all prior to his accusation. And it is a board thing. It has nothing to do with fans. It has nothing to do with players. It has nothing to do with Pep Guardiola in particular, because it all had happened prior to his arrival. So my point is, if you look at the football perspective, he had done everything that there was, and he made us relevant. And I don't want to see a figure like that, broken like I've seen him. And you're right, bhai. The way I looked at him before the match and the way he was sitting, it was like he had already given it up. I think he himself didn't believe that there's a chance. And that is not a side that you want to see. I mean, I don't want to see Pep Guardiola like that.
Yeah, this is the kind of job where you can't even go, I resign, because what are you going to tell people? You're tired. Even Klopp did that, and he still sat for the whole season. It's like you can't even leave. So if you can't leave,
Yeah.
you can't. There's no point in you can't resign. So there's no point in saying anything. You have to just get on with it. That's
Yeah.
one of
Yeah.
those things. But anyway, guys, that has been it. Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Piyush.
Always a
Let me
pleasure.
talk
Always a
City.
pleasure.
The tags in the chat. Also, please follow Shashi. The pinned video, by the way, guys, is not the yellow room, but it's the red card conversations. If you want to see with Yaman, I believe I said that name right. For Akshata's channel, do drop her a follow and all if you want to know. I watched it. It was quite fun. Very candid by Yaman there. I think I had a discussion with them a long time ago on TCSP a long time ago. I believe I did, but I haven't seen him in a while. So it was nice to see that, see and catch up and hear his story as well. So red card conversations there. Maybe one day Piyush and me will be big enough to feature on it. Me unlikely, but Piyush definitely as a
No,
City
why
fan.
not? Yeah.
But
See, Nathan, by being humble and all.
no, I mean,
I mean,
yeah. See, I look at it this way. No, it's like it's also a variety process, right? Like you got a Liverpool fan, then you get a City fan. So yeah,
I mean that is partially true, Nathan, bhai. But the point is,
that's the
like,
point,
EV.
not to expose the creator fan base to this is a
No, but
fan of
you
this club.
you stand out in a long list of United creators. I mean,
I
you're very
don't think
distinct from like most of the United creators. That is what I would say.
the only distinction I have is I live in a place that people want to live in and everyone else
No,
doesn't. That's about
no.
it.
The distinction, by the way, is Dalot. So if you want to really hear it,
And that as well. That's a good point. This is Pep's last time, man. I think he'll leave next year on his own. He'll retire. I don't know if he'll retire, but he needs a break, man. I mean, he
I
really,
mean, I
he
feel I
really
feel
needs
he
a
should be. I feel he should be leaving. Personally, after what I've seen him, the way I see him, I personally feel he should be leaving. But I don't know, man. I don't know what to say. I mean, it's a sad state of affair for Man City.
It's not sad, yeah. I suppose this is how it happens. See, we always see it happen to players, but I think recently we have seen it happen to managers, and that is a different shock for us. We have always
Yeah,
seen players go through it, and we take it for granted because we see thousands and thousands of players by the time we stop watching football. But you don't see
yeah,
managers go off like this, like where they
yeah,
are absolutely exhausted to the point where they are fed up of football. So
yeah,
it's a little bit of a shock, and then you see it's Klopp and his rival Pep both doing it. So then it's even more of a shock. But
yeah.
anyway, guys, I will chat to you in the next one. Do like and share and subscribe the video if you enjoyed it. Put a comment down below if you had a point we missed, and check out the Yellow Room on Piyush's channel if you want to listen to an slightly alternate take on La Liga and Premier League if you're interested. Put a comment in that video there if you want some questions to be answered regarding that. We'll do it in the next one, or Piyush will do it next when he's live. He'll star them and remember them to answer it when he's live next. Carabao Cup final on his channel. On my channel, United 1:30 in the morning tomorrow, and Tyne-Ware Derby on Sunday if I'm remotely awake. Uh, and that's about it. And then hopefully next week we can, be a lot more relaxed with the schedule, make our own timings for once. That will be nice. But yeah, we'll see you in the next one, guys. Take care and good night.